Yes, door. This took way too long. Yeah, so here's the sort of explanation video of the 9x9 flushingless door, flush with the wall, you know, seamless, all the fun stuff. No top, because it's pretty small, I guess. 2310 if I recall correctly. Details in the description. It's sort of like the explanation video of all of this entity mess and stuff. I guess it is nothing. So basically the main concept behind this large extender is that we have these sort of tapes here. So we have these pink tapes and this larger purple tape. So actually adding a couple more blocks here. Sort of the idea behind the tapes is that you have these pink tapes that can cycle these piston no block sort of into the wall here. So I have like example this for example, and then on the side be like at this level, and then obviously the bottom would push up blocks, similar to like any old like tall tape, you guys could call it. Here this is this wall. So the idea is that like after the blocks are set up, these wouldn't be here, or they could, but yeah. You have this push up, this would update, this would hard power, and then the tape would go, sending the redstone block through here, powering these pistons, and then returning back, and then here you just do this, and then this, and that resets everything, and then these tapes can just go like cycle all the way back through. Usually at the end of each row they'll be at the floor level because that's like the last tape you have to do for each row, which makes sense, you know. Yeah, this is definitely like the main concept that that this door relies on, sort of, I guess you could say, because you know I can't really power the pistons elsewise, you know, it's kind of painful. So in essence, it's sort of like the observerless hipster, if that makes sense, just without the slime with some block shenanigans they have to do. So yeah, to allow pistons, I think you can see in the showcase where you have pistons through here, like sort of 2 rows of pistons, blocks, and the tape goes at this level. The way to make this not directional or whatever with the new block up here is this weird timing. It's actually really goofy timing where due to tile type priority, this would turn on, then this, and then after that this would give like a 1 tick, then tile type priority happens, and this would, yeah, it just happens to work. We don't know exactly how we kind of just stumbled upon this sort of I guess you call it an ABBA. We just kind of stumbled upon it earlier, where in an earlier version of the door, where we had like a 2 tick, a 1 tick, a double 1 tick, and a 1 tick comp, and comp 1 tick. So sort of the order that this would power is that this would go, then this, and then because this is a shorter pulse, these two would turn off at the same, like they would all turn off at the same time. Then this would go 1 tick later because this would extend the pulse, because something we gave this a 1 tick instead of a 3.5 tick. I think we're giving this right now. Yeah, 7 game tick pulse. Here it sort of is pretty similar, but not necessarily. Kind of again just works out in our favor to be not directional. We did test it to be not directional, because that was the main concern with this input, and then the in here, like these bottom rows over here, and then this repeater as well is a very annoying timing to get, but hey, it worked. What else is there? So there's also I mentioned in the showcase, or it's mentioned in the showcase description, where it's this sort of loop that takes up a corner of the door, right? This loop here. I made a copy over here, so it's, I guess, elevated a bit, but yeah. Oh, I did not copy all the way. Should be here. Oops. Come on. There's this, and there's this. All of these carts and clips are necessary. I'll explain why in a second. But yeah, here's like the general loop. The input is the block under here. And we have a lever and a torch here. Not a torch, just a rep here. In the block. So what this does is it gets us a falling edge. So rising edges will turn on item from the dropper be locked in the chest cart because this hopper is locked by the Peter, you know, Minecraft. And then we let go, item goes down, pulse, and then that goes back up after a while. Sort of this chain goes down. This is these carts are necessary as it's inside of the inside of this input line setup for the closing worm. And then down here, this clip can't just be a hopper because we have a target and a comparator, and this comparator would try to read from the hopper here, so we have to make a clip. This sign, it says E, is also necessary because you know, we have to have removables here, so all of these have to be immovables here. It's actually really funny. Signs are immovables, just can be placed anywhere, so it just helps. And then this goes across into this comparator where we read it. This goes down across into a dropper stack, then dropper. Yeah, this is all used for closing, so I think just have a dust, and like a dust down here into the input, and this I think. So it sort of can't really go any other way. This loop did like 5 revisions as we redid the wiring, but then yeah, it was fun. And then just go up, over, and return. This is slightly annoying because we have a piston here with an armor stand clipped into these 4 blocks here with a plate, or not a plate. The plate's up. Right. Yeah, that makes more sense. The piston's one higher. Same difference though. The plate's up here. So we need to get. So we need to both get a clip down to here. Right. That's not the hard part. But we also have to with this dropper, this furnace, because that's used to lock repeater here with the comparator. So we have to push this hopper cart. You see this blue line? That's sort of like the marks of the center point of the cart. We have to make sure it's inside of this block and not under the furnace, or else the hopper cart will suck from the furnace and not the chest minecart. And then the chest minecart is just chest minecart, and then we have to vertically block it with the furnace. You might be asking, well, how do you get the everything inside the furnace? It's actually not too bad of a thing you have to do with this furnace. Just sort of annoying, I guess you could call it. Have this here with this we need to do this, and then this would be pushed up, and then if you, this is showcased in the Arma tutorial, I think. Where is it? Here it is. Push a path or farmland, clips up, minecart goes up, and then you just push a soul sand here up, and then you just leave this, and then you can do the same thing with the chest minecart, and then manipulate the chest minecart so it's right, and then just like push the furnace minecart over, and then it'll rest on the chest minecart. Nothing too annoying. And then these hopper clips are sort of standard, just yeah, nothing too interesting there. These clips, again, nothing too bad. This hopper cart is just resting on the soul sand. This one is clipped at 3/4 or a enchanting table, or 7 snow layers. And then this is at end rod or 6 snow layers height, so it just like clips down, sucks down with the hopper carts and everything. This can still like hop into the chest. And yeah, that's that loop. Nothing again too bad. These clips look, this clip specifically looks like it's impossible, but it's not, because chest cart spawning mechanics just don't care about if you're spawning the cart inside of inside of a dropper, or immovable rather, so you can literally just do that. Nothing too bad. Yeah. Other loops that were slightly funny. This loop here, I mean, it's just nothing too bad. This used to be a bit more painful, but thankfully got rid of a lot of carts. This chest cart down here, it actually is easier to be clipped than trying to just have it rest on top of the repeater in here and just have two blockers, because the hopper hitboxes acts as a blocker, so this piston doesn't move the minecart. Yes, light blue. So this cart mess here, as you can see, sort of, yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a doozy. This dropper loop up here, this entire light blue is yoinked from Arma and Mad Cloud and Gang's 10x10. Specifically, this is the part that they worked on. More specifically, this part is made by Arma Mad Cloud boarding. Yes. This loop, nothing too standard. I've been told you don't actually need this extra game tick, but I kept it anyway. Didn't want anything to break. Whatever. Yeah. Yeah, so you have this, you get the signal up, whatever. Down here, though, this is where things change. In the Arma's 10x10, he had like this really weird input with tripwires and everything, and he had like a dropper tower, but because you have the room in the inputs as well as room back here, I decided to just have a dropper loop that was larger, but still worked. Because I think they had to deal with like special timings, so and space obviously requirements. But we just have this guy supporting. Yeah, we just have a cart tower here to support this this cart stack. I swear this was used before. Okay. I might just remove this one. It seems to be useless, unless I'm just missing something. Whatever. Oh wait, no, there's a hopper cart here. Yeah, there's a hopper cart here. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so we just support the hopper cart. Furnace carts have to block it, so this sticky piston doesn't go woo woo woo. This, yeah, the chest cart just goes over here, so it'll drop up. This is powered from this redstone block, no block, you know. Over, through some delay, some more delay, into this dropper, so that would give a impulse to this dropper, which is a reset dropper, and then the main dropper up here is just powered when the redstone block goes down and up. That goes into a cart clip here, into a shorter loop, into this comfort, which powers the storage mech. This does give a 2-tick, so yeah. Anyway, this blob up here is actually a really fun blob to make because, yeah, basically the idea here is that you want an armor stand here to provide delay between the tape cycles, because this is a self-clocking tape and self-stopping tape, which is nice. So when you have an armor stand clipped sort of inside of the piston, not gonna care about rotation right now, and then you do this. This is a falling edge, so it'll pull up on a falling edge, but you see that these 4 pixels, kind of tall. Actually, is it 4 or 5? It's 5. Oh well. But yeah, it's kind of tall, isn't it? So wouldn't it be nice if we just limit the stand to the boat? So that's what we did, and then this boat limiter is actually added after we did the loop, because yeah, this plate has to be stone, because it has to power from only the armor stand and not the boat, which is nice. Then this dropper power this hopper cart. Yeah, just don't drop items in this corner. It's fine. Hopper cart, and then we read it. So we need this to get exactly a 4 redstone stick pulse instead of a 3.5 because timings. And then it just goes over here and over here into here, and you can't just have this minecart be floated into these blocks because the dropper has a chance of dropping its item into the chest cart, which is bad, and then just hopper it and then float it. It's better. It's reliable. What else is there? Right. So I guess I can start going over the decoder and ROM. So yeah, I'll explain this. Boat, cart, limiter, whatever. Basically, this didn't update. Basically, this slime circuit here is a ROM, and you can see this cart stack, right? Cart stack, slime block. Well, wait, why do you have a slime block? Okay, so this is the funny part. So when you have a stack of carts like this on top of a slime block, actually no, let's not do this. Let's just do this. So I'm going to drop these guys manually. In the first cart I'll spawn, I'll put activator rail. And the second one I spawn, I'll put in a fence. Third one I'll put in is a furnace cart. Fourth one I'll do hopper cart. How about that? So you have 5 carts in here. You may be saying, how do you suck out all the items reliably? So we just power super 2 tick. I'll do the, I guess, part of the setup we have here, minus the jank scaffolding. Scaffolding because it's semi-transparent, i.e. you can place things on it and then cheese can also go through it. So yeah, you have this, whatever. Power super 2 tick. One card goes up and, oh hey, it's the first one that we placed. And do it. Oh, it's the second, and then so on and so forth. This will be the furnace cart. This will be the hopper cart. Yeah. So sort of the way this slime works is that it'll shoot up specifically the first one and the first one that was placed, and then it'll go by that. So it's in all of this is UUID based, which really helps. Because it's 1, reliable, and 2, doesn't break when reloading. So if I were to like leave the server or unload chunks and come back, this would not break the order of the minecarts, which is insane. Yeah, and then that happens, and then all of this circuitry is just to control. Oh, we read one disk, lock everything with this plate timer thing. And then this hopper cart would suck it out, and then it just gets back spat up by this dropper into this chest cart where it's held, and as well as this hopper. And then this piston will extend as soon as one disc goes in, but it'll stay extended until this is back to 1 signal strength, which is why we have this subtractor fortune cookie thing. This gate will power when everything is empty, and yeah, it's nothing too bad. It spits out an output here, and then powers this web timer, which again locks everything off, so we don't have like 50,000 wait moves, but instead we only have like 1,000. We also, from here, we go into a decoder section, which is all this blue sprawled up across the door. It definitely took the shortest but also longest amount of time to make this, if that makes sense, because like we spent like 5 months on purple/pink after like 5 revisions of this door entirely, just because we spent like 3 months on a version that was like one further back, but did like some really weird stuff where it's like this to shave off the top layer, but again it's one long in the back. So we just decided, oh wait, we just add one to the top and then just like, you know, shave one off the entire back layer, making the 7 instead of 8 wide. So then we just did that, but then the decoders definitely were like the longest like actually to make, but like not really, no. So we have the signal strength output here. 1 signal strength, I think it's 7, 12, and 14 are our weight moves. So we have one signal strength, and then on the second, this would power, or where is it? Second signal strength. This thing, this dust would be on, right? And then this goes shortens our 5 redstone tick pulse down to a 1 redstone tick pulse. One ticking the input here. On signal strength 3, 1, 2, 3. Dropper powers. Comparator goes through. And then this sort of fashion went around the door. This is 1 through 6, I think. Yeah, 1 through 6. Then we have down here we have like 1, 2, 3, and then there's just like chain through. And then just go through here. We subtract off 2. Is that 2 or 3? We subtract off 3 to get the right signal strength output to then decode 7 through 10 here. And then we have a bit of a loop up here. It sort of like goes up through here, through the piston, obviously. Up through here, down and up. So this gives us the right signal strength to decode 15. We do right here. Our pink output is here and here. These are just signal strength 15 decoders, i.e. if they power, we're good. This is signal strength 11. So we just have a dropper here. This is sort of like a mech we use a lot in this door, where we have a long pulse sort of going through here, and then here, see, here, and then like a piston. So if you give this, if you see, if you give the signal strength 1, it'll do that. But if you give signal strength like 3, it'll not power, because on signal strength 3, this powers, but this would be locked, and yeah. With this, you can also turn this to not, so we can get a signal on 1 and 2. We use this to our advantage here for our double/triple, where we just limited a monostable from the same dropper. Same with this one, both 1 tick, 4 tick. 1 tick, 4 tick to the top storage lines here, and back storage there. Then you can also reverse this and get 1 for signal strength 3. So this would power on. Sorry, this would be on signal strength 2 right now. So 20. Oh, this is good enough. So this is powers. This would be signal strength 3. Doesn't power. And then this would be signal strength 3. Powers. Doesn't power. Stuff like that. Come on. There you go. I mean, it's just sort of applying the same mechanisms. I mean, we just heavily abuse this dropper thing. I mean, you can see it here. I see it here as well. This is technically like, and then just use it here, here. It's sort of all over the store. Down here we just use we use another one where you have a piston wanting to power something, and then it's powered with delay but a lower signal strength. And then here you have something of higher but faster delay, so this would block. But if we power this with a simple 1 signal strength, that would still power. So we use that type of decoder, ones in here, to get a decoder. What else is there? Oh yeah, this input. So this input's really funny. So we simply just power this, which powers a toggle, which goes into this piston here. So this piston drags the boat over, powers a tripwire, powers this piston, which is 1 tick for whatever reason. That's okay, I guess. I'll have to fix that. Oh well. Yeah, so then this happens, and then this goes over into this, powers into this. So that covers, notice, 1, 2 from the block and the tripwire, 3, 4 for the same reason. This line powers this one, and then these two and these two covered, so that covers all of them. And we've left enough room for that to be not, yeah, that just covers all. Sorry, lost train of thought. I'm getting DMs. Yeah, so we just left enough time in the clock for it to be desynced because, frankly, it's fine. And all of these inputs can technically be desynced, but like you. Repeater inputs of this. Obviously, these are barriers now. These can all be wool, aside from like the hoppers, whatever. And then these windows would have to just have obsidian in one of those two. In fact, you could probably just do like a checkerboard because it's funny. Yeah, so in here we have the tape, as I mentioned earlier, powers. We have this boat, so we don't have to like drag a signal across this 1 or 2 white space. So there's like a boat cart, powers the plate, depowers, or does like a falling edge with the torch thing, pushes the stand up for a bit, and then we just power everything in the wall. Yeah, I guess it's mostly for most of the circuitry. Yeah, we just have sliders. This stand at the bottom stand here looks nice, but it's really volatile because if there isn't a block here and we try to power things, then it breaks. So it's nothing too bad, just slightly annoying. And then, yeah, I guess that's about it for the wiring. More about the sequence, I guess I can get into shortly. I guess I can go right now. Oh yeah, this stack. So this stack looks, why? Just why, right? People just like, I've received many comments that like, what are you doing with this? So the idea with this stack, right? So if you have, this boat is at slab level, so this could just be a slab here, but whatever. I guess it couldn't because, you know, dust, but it could be on a slab. I think they were, the hopper already offers a slab. Okay, whatever. So it goes boat, cart, 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 and that top cart's a limiter. This minecart is 4 centimeters this way, floaty that way. So this piston would still push it up, and it doesn't really affect the chest minecarts. And this limiter can still block it even without power of the plate, and it would still grab this web. Yes, I know, it's painful. The idea with these heights is to get the lowest limiter possible without having to deal with a lot of this like waiting. So we just use this limiter. I mean, we could have like a repeater limiter, for example, but that's too fast, and a trapdoor limiter, yes, would work, but it's like really slow. So we went in with the in-between, which is this. This is 0.165, so a repeater is 1.125, trapdoor is 0.1875, so difference between 2 and 3 pixels. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This is sort of like 13/80ths, which is like 1.65. So it's like if you add up the height of a boat plus 3 carts plus 1/2, you get like 3 point whatever. Yeah, so that's just like something nice. And then these carts rather, laggy. Yeah, just discs. This just does stuff. And our funny thing, our weighting move, which I said one of them was single strength 12, happens to interline with the disc named weight. So, yay! That was a funny Easter egg that we decided is good to throw in for no particular reason whatsoever. Totally not. Yeah, and then Yeah, for generating the sequence, what we did is like we had a comp here, that's why the dust was a bit goofy. We just fed this a 5 tick with the right signal strength to power stuff. And then we did moves, you know, generating the sequence, and then we just made code, more specifically Glassworks has code that takes the sequence like by text, parses it, and then turns it into a scam with like all of these, which is really nice, so we don't have to like do it manually. It gets repetitive, but hey, it's fine. So that's always fun to do. And then we also decided it's a good idea to just like copy paste, and then that ended up like failing 5 or 6 times because we couldn't copy paste properly. But nah, it's fine. Yeah. Should be most everything for this. I think I mentioned everything that I wanted to. Funny loop. I guess no top. I mean, the entire concept of like having no top is, I guess, pretty self-explanatory. You just want to have a bottom that can just hard carry, so you can just do like this and stuff, and just like, because the tape does go up to here, you know, like they can just power or whatever, power this, push, no, it does power, that's fine. So it is possible to just have that, which is nice. But yeah, I think that's about it for this explanation. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, go watch the showcase. I'm actually recording this in the opposite order, so I'm doing the explanation then the showcase. Oh well. It's fine. Yeah, anyway. Funny. And goodbye.